that it was worth it. Because if those prisoners can see us, prisoners who have been through psychological torment, probably none so more than Dr. Aafia, then this drive was worth it.
That's right.
This journey is worth it.
That's right.
And we have several demands that we have today. Of course, the ultimate demand being her freedom.
That's it.
But the prison guards are here, not just the prisoners. They can hear us. And we want them to know that if our sister is not treated with dignity, we'll be back next week.
That's it.
And if we hear that she's assaulted again, we'll be back again.
That's it.
And if she's put in solitary confinement for over a month again, you better believe we'll be back here again.
That's
And
it.
we'll be back here in larger numbers.
That's it.
And we will make sure that everyone knows that this institution that is infamous for mistreating its prisoners is continuing to mistreat an innocent sister.
Yes.
So we'll be back if we have to be back, and we will be back, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Our message as well is to the American public and to those that have heard the misinformation about our sister. And that say, don't you know what she's been called? Don't you know what she's been smeared with? Somehow we're supposed to buy the narrative that a neurosurgeon from MIT, a small-figured woman, but a large woman, a woman who's a mountain, that dedicated her life to educating children in third world countries, assaulted U.S. military men and was plotting these devastating attacks and is smeared with this and smeared with that? On what basis? Are we supposed to believe because the system that has Imam Jamil Abdullah Al-Amin under the same circumstances for 2 decades in prison for a crime that he obviously did not commit because the murderer of that cop has already said that he did it, and his name is not Jamil Al-Amin, but he's still in a place behind barbed wires in Tucson, Arizona, being mistreated and put in solitary confinement. Are we supposed to believe that system?
No.
Are we supposed to believe the system that put 5 of our men in this community, the HLF-5, in these lengthy sentences for feeding Palestinian children on the basis of forged translation documents and some anonymous Mossad official? Are we supposed to trust that system?
No.
And are we supposed to believe that in a world where a man like Clint Lawrence, how many of you have heard the name Clint Lawrence? A man who was an American serviceman in Afghanistan. And in Afghanistan, his own fellow servicemen said that he was brutal and he came there with a mission to shoot Afghan children like game.
Shame.
Not only was he pardoned by President Donald Trump, but he's doing rounds on Fox News now. You think a society where Clint Lawrence gets to walk free, we're supposed to believe that Dr. Aafia Siddiqui belongs in a hole in Fort Worth?
No.
A society where Raymond Davis, who out of a fit of anger decided to murder a bunch of innocent people in Pakistan, gets to walk free in Texas or Oklahoma, we're supposed to believe that Dr. Aafia Siddiqui is justified, or it is justified to hold her in a hole in Fort Worth?
No.
We don't buy that. We don't buy that. And so we will not let the smear that's been placed on her cause us to distance ourselves from her any further. Because if they can smear her and distance her community from her, then they can smear any one of us.
That's it.
And if you haven't figured out over the last 2 decades, the smearing will not stop no matter how much you compromise. The surveillance will not stop no matter what you say or do. So stand up for your sister. Stand up for your brother Imam Jamil Amin. Don't get tired. Don't stop driving. If that was your sibling in that hole, you would be here every week.
That's it.
And I'm going to charge myself first. The next time there's a call to be out here, hold me accountable. I have one more message specifically for Prime Minister Imran Khan. And I have a feeling, inshallah, that he will hear this.
Inshallah.
I have a feeling that he will hear this. Where is that voice? Where is that promise? You have the power to invoke a prisoner exchange.
That's
You
it.
have the power to invoke her name and to free her, as you have already said many times that she is an innocent woman and that you will do your best to bring her out. We're calling upon you Despite all Pakistani politics, put it all aside.
That's right.
We're calling upon you in front of a prison in Fort Worth, Texas. And we're saying, bring her home. She's not in dignity over here. She's not being treated the way that a human being deserves to be treated. She's not being treated like your sister deserves to be treated. We're calling upon you and saying, do what you promised to do.
That's
Yes.
right.
Do what you have the authority to do.
That's right.
Yes.
Bring her home. Let her
Yes.
see her children. It's been an entire lifetime, 18 years. Let her be with her children. Let her live the rest of her life in dignity. Whatever state she's going to be in, whatever her mental state is, we pray that her strong spiritual state, that many people have testified to, along with the solidarity that we are showing with her today, will lift that, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, will lift that, inshallah. So thank you all for coming.